Bellwork 13A. We are on the back of the Bellwork. Chuck is buying a bike on a payment plan. The equation y equals negative 20x plus 600 models the amount he has left to pay, where x is the number of weeks and y is the amount of money owed in dollars. Liv is also buying a bike on a payment plan. The bike cost $500. She will pay $25 each week. So we're going to answer questions 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to warn you now, we're going to be putting some extra information on this Bellwork, so it will help you with Bellwork 13B and then the notes review for the next lesson. So please make sure you write small, especially at number 4, because we're going to be putting lots of information down. Okay, first of all, the equation y equals negative 20x plus 600. So it says that x is the number of weeks and y is the amount of money still owed. So whenever you solve, as the weeks go on, that y should be getting smaller. The more you pay, the less you would owe. It says, what is the y-intercept of Chuck's equation? Well, first of all, his equation is in slope-intercept form. So y equals mx plus b. B would be the y-intercept. So let's go up to Chuck's equation, and right here would be his y-intercept. So what is the y-intercept of Chuck's equation? It would be 600. Question number 5. Explain what the y-intercept represents in the problem situation. Well, think about this. Remember, y-intercept means that x is 0. If x was 0, that means that he has not made a payment yet. And if he hasn't made a payment yet, y equals 600. So think about that. He hasn't made a payment yet, and he owes $600. If he hasn't made a payment and he owes $600, what does that mean? Well, that means that the $600 is the original cost of the bike. So the y-intercept represents the original cost of the bike. The key is it is the original cost. Pause your video, get all that written down. Okay, number 6. Whose bike will be paid off first? Explain how you know. Well, let's start with Chuck. We are given an equation. If his bike is paid off, what does that mean? If the bike is paid off, that means he doesn't owe any more money. And since y is the amount of money owed in dollars, that means y would be 0. When y is 0, what are we finding? We are finding the x-intercept. Okay, so we're going to be finding the x-intercept here. So we're going to use the equation y equals negative 20x plus 600. And we're finding the x-intercept, which means y equals 0. So I plugged 0 in for y. And now we are going to solve this equation for x. I like to have everything positive as possible. So instead of boxing this and taking this to that side, I'm going to add 20x to both sides. That allows me to cancel the 20x, the x terms on the right side. And 0 plus 20x would be 20x. And on the right side of the equation, we have 600 left. All right, well, to solve for x, I'm going to divide both sides by 20. They would cancel out. X equals 600 divided by 20 would be 30. What does that mean? Remember, x represents, what did it say up here? X is the number of weeks. So x is the number of weeks. That means it's going to take Chuck 30 weeks to pay off his bike. It's going to take Chuck 30 weeks to pay off his bike. Okay. Make sure you pause your video, have all that written down. Now what about Liv? It says that her bike cost $500 and she's going to pay $25 each week. Well, $500, $25 each week. So it's the cost per week we want to find. We want to find the number of weeks it takes her to pay off. What we're going to do is we're going to take the 500 and we're going to divide it by 25. It's a total of 500. She's paying 25 each week, so just divide it out. 500 divided by 25 is 20. So that means it's going to take Liv 20 weeks. So whose bike will be paid off first? Explain how you know. Well, how do we know? It will take Chuck 30 weeks to pay off his bike and Liv 20 weeks. Therefore, Liv's bike will be paid off first. Pause your video, get all that written down. Okay. There is one more thing. So we've answered all the questions, but there one more thing I want to go over. Actually, two more things I want to go over. That is going to be important that you will need to know later. Okay? So, and that is this. So here's some extra info. Please write very small. I would write it up with around example 4, kind of like maybe if you need to draw a zigzag, whatever, so you know it's just extra information. But here's the extra information you're going to need to know. The X Intercept represents the total number of weeks it takes to pay off the bike. Again, the X Intercept represents the total number of weeks it takes to pay off the bike. And the coefficient of X, in other words, that number in front of X, the negative 20, is the amount paid each week. So $20 will come off the payment, or come off the total amount each week. That means they're going to pay $20 each week. So again, your extra information is the X-intercept represents the total number of weeks it takes to pay off the bike, and the coefficient of X represents the amount paid each week. Pause your video, get that written down. Okay, so that is it for Bellwork 13A. If you have any questions, please let me know.